Her eyes were shut, but her mind was wide awake. To everyone in Sterling Enterprises, Aria Lane was an unbreakable force. The youngest EO in the city, feared in boardrooms, obeyed in hallways, and spoken about like a legend wrapped in ice. They said she didn't feel, didn't trust, didn't love. Only she knew the truth. Behind her corner office glass walls, late at night, when the city lights bled into floor-to-ceiling windows, she wasn't a CEO. Welcome back to my channel, HOA Tales. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, let's dive into the story. She was just a woman sitting with memories she never healed from. And tonight, she was pretending to sleep, not out of exhaustion, not because she needed rest, but because she wanted to know something she couldn't ask out loud. Would he care if she was vulnerable? The man standing inches away was her new night assistant, Luca Hart, a single father who never asked for pity, who never tried to impress her, who treated her like someone human instead of throne wearing heels. She wanted to know if his kindness was real or professional politeness like she'd seen from every man before him. So she went still, breathing soft, heart loud, and waited. What happened next shattered her carefully built world. Luca hesitated at first, hands shaking lightly as he noticed the way she had fallen asleep over open files, hair slightly messy, glass of untouched water beside her. He looked at her not with fear or admiration, but with concern. He slowly slipped off his own sweater, worn, soft, clearly not expensive, and draped it over her shoulders gently, like she was fragile instead of terrifying. He tucked one side near her collarbone, careful, gentle, almost scared she might wake up. Aria felt her chest tighten. No one had touched her with tenderness in years. Then he whispered, so quietly she almost questioned if she dreamed it. You don't have to carry the whole world alone. Her breath caught. Not flattery, not strategy, just truth. She lay there frozen, pretending to sleep, while his words melted a part of her she thought had died long ago. He didn't leave. He just watched her for a moment, eyes tired yet soft, then walked out silently to let her rest. She never slept that night. The next morning, her mask was back, steel-polished voice, straight posture, nothing out of place. But something inside her had shifted. When Luca entered with her coffee, she noticed things she never cared about before. The ink on his fingertips, the holes in his watch strap, the exhaustion beneath his brown eyes. She wanted to ask if he slept, if he ate breakfast, if he was okay. But Aria Lane had forgotten how to ask these things. Not until the elevator doors opened that afternoon. A small boy ran out, tiny backpack, messy hair, drawing spilling from his hands, and collided right into Aria's legs. Luca froze in horror behind him. Jamie, no, that's Ms. Lane. But Aria was already kneeling slowly, looking at the drawing shoved into her hands. 3 people holding hands. Jamie, Luca, and her. Her throat tightened. This is for me? She whispered. Jamie nodded, smiling like sunshine. Daddy says you're strong like superheroes. But superheroes need friends. I can be yours. Aria felt tears she didn't allow. She had been called powerful, brilliant, unstoppable, never worthy of friendship. That night, she sat in her office alone staring at that drawing. 3 stick figures and a world inside her cracking open. Days passed. Aria found herself noticing him more. How he always left at 6 sharp to read bedtime stories. How he skipped lunch so Jamie could have a better one. How he looked at her like she was someone, not something. One evening, she returned from a meeting and found him asleep at his desk, head resting on his arms, a photo of Jamie under his cheek. Without thinking, she lifted her coat and placed it across his back the same way he once covered her. You deserve rest too, Luca, she whispered. He stirred, sleep smiling, murmuring her name like it was something precious. She froze, but didn't walk away. Weeks built a quiet bond between them. He brought laughter into her offices, something she believed didn't belong in corporate halls. She brought peace to his restless life, something he thought was impossible after losing his wife. People noticed the way her voice softened when she spoke to him, the way he lingered when she entered a room. 2 worlds, slowly colliding. But every love has a moment it stands on a cliff. Hers arrived in the form of a cruel sentence. During a board presentation, an investor publicly mocked her, said women like her crack under pressure, said she built a company, but couldn't build a life. The room went cold. Aria felt 12 again, abandoned, unwanted, small. She walked out before anyone could see her break. But Luca followed her. He didn't knock. He didn't ask permission. He just stepped inside, voice quiet but unwavering. You don't need to be perfect to deserve love. She looked up, eyes glassy, lips trembling. Love makes people weak, she whispered. No, he said softly. Being alone does. And she collapsed, not physically, but emotionally, into the first arms that offered safety instead of control. He held her, not as an employee, not as a man seeking advantage. Just a heart holding another heart. Another late night. She tested him once more. She sat on the couch, eyes closed, waiting, not for proof, but for courage. Would he care again? Luke approached quietly. He didn't cover her this time. He sat across from her, eyes tired, voice breaking as he spoke to someone he believed couldn't hear him. You changed my life, Arya. You gave me hope again. I don't know if you feel anything for me, but I'd spend forever proving you'll never be alone again if you let me. Her eyes opened, slowly, tears shining. He froze. Their gazes met. No armor, no rank, no distance. Just two people finally brave enough to feel. She whispered, then stopped standing on the outside. Stay. He reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. The ice didn't break. It melted. Not because Lucas saved her, but because she finally let herself be human. Sometimes love doesn't crash into your life. Sometimes it walks quietly, leaves a sweater and whispers. You don't have to carry the world alone. I hope you like the story. For more intriguing stories, please subscribe our channel and also click on bell button.